Sophia had been trying to move on with her life. With Emily's help, she had secured a new job and was gradually settling into a routine. On this particular afternoon, around 2 p.m., the sharp ring of her phone pierced the quiet buzz of her busy workday. Engrossed in her tasks, she initially thought it was just a random number. However, the persistent ringing and the familiar tone of the doctor's voice compelled her to pick up. "Hello," Sophia answered, slightly hesitant. "Hey, Sophia. It's Dr. Smith from the hospital." His voice calm yet firm. Sophia was taken aback. "How did you get my number?" she asked, confusion threading through her voice. "I retrieved it from your file during your last visit," the doctor explained gently. "I hope you don't mind." Sophia felt a bit uneasy, but decided to let it go. "What can I do for you, doctor?" she asked, trying to maintain a polite tone. "I need to see you, Sophia." "It's important," he replied, his tone growing more serious. Sophia's hesitation was palpable. "Can't you tell me over the phone?" she asked, her mind racing with possibilities. "No, Sophia, we need to discuss this in person," the doctor insisted. His urgency was unmistakable, and after some persuasion, she agreed to meet him at a nearby restaurant that evening after work. As she prepared to leave, Emily, noticing her getting dressed, asked where she was headed. Sophia mentioned the doctor's call and her plans to meet him. Concern flickered across Emily's face. "Do you want me to come with you?" she offered. Sophia shook her head. "No, it's okay. I'll handle it." Just then, Emily's phone rang. She glanced at the screen inside. "Sorry, it's my boss." Answering the call, Sophia could hear the urgency in Emily's responses. "Yes, sir. Of course, sir. I'll be right there, sir." Emily hung up, looking apologetic. "I'm so sorry, but I have to go. My boss needs me urgently." Sophia reassured her. "Go ahead, Emily. I'll be fine. If there's anything important, I'll let you know as soon as I get back." Emily nodded, grabbing her bag quickly. "Okay, but be careful. Call me if you need anything," she said, rushing out the door. Sophia watched her friend leave and then headed out herself, her mind swirling with questions. About the doctor's urgent request. She arrived at the restaurant, her thoughts a tangled mess of worry and speculation. The wait for the doctor seemed interminable, so she decided to order something to pass the time. Scanning the menu, she settled on a cup of chamomile tea, hoping its soothing qualities would calm her nerves. The aromatic steam filled the air, providing a small comfort as she waited. She signaled the waiter and placed her order, then leaned back in her chair, trying to still her racing mind. Sophia's thoughts drifted to her babies. She had been feeling fine, and as far as she knew, they were developing normally. Pushing aside the nagging worry, she tried to focus on the tranquil atmosphere of the restaurant. The soft hum of conversation and the gentle clinking of dishes created a veneer of calm, but beneath it, her anxiety simmered. The waiter returned with her tea, and Sophia wrapped her hands around the warm cup, feeling the heat seep into her skin. She took a sip, the warmth spreading through her chest, and closed her eyes, savoring a brief moment of peace. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the doctor arrived. His face was apologetic as he approached her table. "Sophia, I'm so sorry to keep you waiting," he said, sitting down across from her. His eyes were serious, reflecting the gravity of the situation. "So, doctor, why did you call me out here?" Sophia asked, her voice tinged with concern. She took another sip of her tea, the citrus scent mingling with the rising tension. "It's about one of your twins, Sophia," he began, his voice measured and calm. The word twins sent a jolt through Sophia, a pang of worry slicing through her thoughts. "The boy has a tumor in his brain," the doctor continued, his words hanging in the air like a storm cloud. Sophia's world screeched to a halt. She felt suspended in time, her thoughts frozen in disbelief. What did you just say? My child has a tumor in his brain? How is that possible? Her voice trembled, her mind racing with confusion and fear. She had been so careful during her pregnancy, attending all her appointments, eating well, doing everything right. How could this have happened? The doctor's expression was somber, his eyes filled with deep concern. "I know this is a lot to take in, Sophia, but we need to discuss this further. The tumor is a rare condition, and we need to act quickly to ensure the best possible outcome for your baby." Sophia felt like she was in a nightmare she couldn't wake up from. Waves of guilt and worry washed over her, threatening to pull her under. "How did this happen?" she asked, her voice shaking. "Is it something I did or didn't do?" The doctor shook his head, his eyes filled with reassurance. "No, Sophia, this is not your fault. These things can sometimes happen, and we're still investigating the cause. What's important now is that we take action to help your baby." Sophia was dumbfounded, her mind reeling. She glanced around the restaurant, noticing the other patrons were oblivious to her turmoil. She felt like screaming, but her voice was trapped in her throat. Tears welled up in her eyes, and she struggled to breathe as the doctor's words sank in. She felt like she was drowning in a sea of uncertainty. I'm overwhelmed. How can my baby have a tumor in his brain?" Sophia's thoughts were a chaotic mix of fear, guilt, and worry. She felt trapped in a never-ending nightmare, with no way out. The doctor's voice brought her back to reality. "We know this is overwhelming, Sophia, but there's hope. I have a friend, Dr. Marcello, who is a specialist in Italy. He can do the surgery your child needs." He reached into his bag and took out a large sum of money, handing it to Sophia. "Here, take this. It will help cover your expenses. When you arrive in Italy, Dr. Marcello will be waiting for you at the airport." Sophia was stunned by the doctor's generosity. She couldn't understand why he was helping her so much, but she was deeply grateful. For the first time since receiving the devastating news, she felt a glimmer of hope. As she took the money, a sense of determination washed over her. She would do whatever it took to help her baby, no matter how difficult the journey ahead might be. She looked up at the doctor, her eyes filled with tears, and whispered, "Thank you, doctor. Thank you for helping me. I don't know what I would do without your support." The doctor smiled kindly and patted her shoulder. "You don't have to thank me, Sophia. Just go and take care of your baby. That's all that matters." Sophia nodded, feeling a sense of resolve solidify within her. It seemed everything was falling into place. She would get the surgery and everything would be all right. But life had other plans for her.